Morning, good morning, good morning. Nice Simba. Hey, buddy. Simba's beside himself. When we got home last night, he was just whining and crying, and we had visitors here, which Jessica and Valerie and Fanny was here, and a couple of church ladies was here when we got here. And he was whining and crying like a big baby, which he is a big baby, but I mean, he was overly whining and crying. He wouldn't let me on near his boy around Jacob. So, which is unusual because he's usually very friendly and stuff. He wasn't being very friendly, to tell you the truth. He didn't want them, it was obvious he didn't want them around him. And I started thinking about it. He was out here with us whenever we was mowing and the accident happened. And I guess he saw it, I guess. And we didn't get to talk to him or, comfort him or nothing whenever we took off. And so I guess he was worried about his boy. This is where it happened at. There's where the four-wheeler, where he stopped the four-wheeler at. It happened about right here. Because I was mowing this way. I was actually angling this way towards that tree. And I had come in this way and then was angling this way because that's the way the line was going. You can see the line's kind of a swoop there. And he came up next to me and was going this way. He was going next to me and I was going this way. And he was going this way. You can see the line of the four-wheeler there. And it got him. As I was going this way, he was going this way, and it got him right in the face. And, it's a reminder of how fragile our lives are and how we got to be ready. We got to be worried spiritually. We need to know the Lord as our personal Savior, and we got to be ready for other things. Jacob's ready spiritually. He knows the Lord is his Savior. I baptized him. We wasn't ready for this, though. When your baby gets hurt like that, and then you start realizing at the time it wasn't so scary, but then when we started realizing just how close we got, there's blood on the handlebars. There's drip down blood right there. And you realize just how close you got to this boy. A couple inches lower, that could have hit a jugular or something like that, and we really would have been in trouble. He would have been fighting for his life. That's how fast things can change, and we got to be ready. I tell people all the time at church when I'm preaching, when I do my altar calls, I wouldn't walk out the door of that church if I didn't know the Lord. I'd say, Lord, until I can figure it out. I've been there a long time, but at least you're safe sitting right there. Something as simple as just mowing the yard, and the boy riding the four-wheeler. I was doing it. That's how fast things can change. And that's how fast we could really get into some bad trouble. And out of something just so simple. I was walking around that children's hospital, and right next door to us was looked to be a lower teenage girl that had been burned. And she, beautiful girl, had burns on her face and her arms, and you could tell she was hurting pretty good. And then other children that were sick, and all the families and stuff, and ours wasn't life-threatening. A chance he could have some vision problems, some major vision problems, but ours wasn't life-threatening. We knew he was going home with us eventually. We knew he was going to go home with us. And we was blessed in that aspect. But we still have to be ready because we never know what can happen. Since I'm out here with the goats, I guess I'll feed them. Even though I hate goats, if I get this thing off. So, I'm blessed to be home. We were so surprised last night. I got the lid off. Hang on, y'all. We were so surprised last night. So surprised last night. I had family here. Jessica and Valerie was here. A couple church friends bought Jacob some gifts and met us here. Didn't know that was happening. I didn't know Jessica and Valerie were still here. I knew they came over. Didn't know what they were going on. Never can tell with those two. But we were so blessed to have a clean house when we came in. And somebody came and finished up our yard. Finished the mowing on the yard. We wasn't able to finish that up. And we were blessed to have that done for us. I had told Jacob, I said, you ain't getting out of mowing. You got to go home and you got to finish mowing. He's like, really? I was like, oh yeah, when you start a job, you got to finish it. He's like, well, Dad, I'm hurt. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. So he was relieved when he got home and saw the yard was finished. So appreciate the neighbor who did that. Thank you all very much. I got great neighbors out here. I try as much as I can to help take care of the neighbors out here. People said, I wouldn't mess with their neighbors' goats if I was you. And I said, well, you're not me. And it's biblical. We got to take care of our neighbors. Love your neighbor like you would yourself. I love me some me. So I don't mind taking care of the neighbors' goats and helping them and mowing down the road to, well past the neighbor's driveway and stuff. And I don't mind doing that stuff because whenever something like this happens, you see that you see what the neighbors are willing to do for you too. And I'm so blessed by that. So, Simba, we still got to do some weed eating and stuff, buddy. So, here's his helmet. This was the helmet he was wearing. And you can see it's a motocross helmet and still got the blood on it. I'll clean that up for him. And I didn't even get to see it, but that's what he was wearing. And it still got him in the eye. So that's how fast things can change, folks. That's how fast things can change. Oh, we still got whatnot stuff. Oh, Miss Shondell. Help me, y'all. Help me. I'll buy some of her stuff. So I'm going to get off the phone. It's a beautiful morning here in Haskell County. God's country, Stigler, Oklahoma. A little tired, y'all. I slept pretty good last night. I think I was just wore out, but I slept pretty good. So we're going to spend time with the boy today, get him checked out and stuff. We got to go back Thursday morning back to Little Rock. So y'all have a great day. God bless. Thanks for everything y'all did, all the calls and check-ons and everything else. We appreciate it. We love all y'all. Have a great day. Talk to y'all later.